all over the world, but for all of us in Westminster also. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Rice. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Paris and members of the City Council. My name is Tammy Tran. I'm a resident of the City of Westminster, and currently I have the privilege and the honor of being the co-chair for the 3rd International Vietnamese Youth Conference. I'd like to give you a little bit of background about the conference. This is the 3rd time the conference will be taking place for the international Vietnamese all over the world. The first time it was held in Melbourne, the second time is held in Paris. And from our Southern California delegation, we had 30 people attend the Paris conference in 2001. This year, in 2003, the conference will be held in Southern California. We expect 600 people from all over the world to come, 200 from Australia, from Europe, from Asia, and 200 from all over the United States and Canada, and 200 from all over California. The reason why a lot of us here are here today, and a lot of us that were here earlier but we're not able to stay here until the very end, is this conference means a lot to us, not only to our community but to the future of our country. And a little bit about the conference. The theme of the conference is the road of humanity, actions from the heart and the mind. And I think for a lot of young people here today, the reason why we've taken the evening to come before you and plead for this opportunity to have the opening ceremony at the Vietnam Memorial Site is because it is very important to our community. It's very important not only to remember the past and what our predecessors have given to our community, but also to look towards the future. And that's the reason why we want to hold the opening ceremony there to kick off our 6-day conference, is to remember the reasons why we are here outside of Vietnam. And the reason why I come before you to plead is this is really important. It's from our hearts, and a lot of people are truly looking forward to it. And the Vietnam War Memorial, it's the only memorial in the entire world where our South Vietnamese soldiers are recognized for the contributions and the sacrifices they made. So I stand before you to plead on behalf of the students who are here, the community members here, and the Vietnamese students who are coming here for the conference. Thank you very much for your time.
I'd like to ask you a question. This is the kickoff of the convention. Where will the rest of how long will this convention go on?
The conference will be for 6 days. The first day we're crossing our fingers. I'm sure all of us are praying, crossing our fingers to hold it at the Vietnam War Memorial here in Westminster. A week prior to the conference, students will be here touring Little Saigon. This is where all the Vietnamese, the largest community in the world. I'm sure you're very well aware of that. And 3 days will be held at the University of San Diego, and 3 days of camp. So the conference is broken down into 2 parts.
So it's just the one day that you want to have your grand opening?
Yes.
And then you'll hold it elsewhere after that?
Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, I heard the first 2 days at the University of California.
I'm sorry, the University of San Diego.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
USD, all right.
Yeah, USD.
Oh, okay.
What's the second portion of the conference
The
at?
second portion of the conference is a 3-day camp, summer camp.
Where is that going to be held?
It will be held in the vicinity of San Diego as well. And afterwards, a lot of the delegations, especially the Australian delegation, a lot of the European delegation will be living in Orange County and touring the area, visiting with families.
Let's see.
So it'll be just one day here.
Yes.
Now, this is the 3rd annual conference you've had.
Yes.
Where was the first one held?
The first one was held in
Melbourne.
Melbourne, Australia.
Second in Paris.
In Melbourne.
And the
And
second
where
in
was
Paris.
the second one held?
The second one was held in Paris.
In Paris.
Yes.
That.
So
And you
the first
wanted-
one we had 2 people from Orange County attend, the third one 30, and so this year we have 120 people register from Orange County, and the rest of the 600 are from all over the world.
Sounds like a wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful
it is. So we plead, we're begging, we all are begging, aren't we, guys?
I have a question for the...
He has a question for you, Mayor.
You seem to be among the more knowledgeable people here. When was the application to the County of Orange submitted?
I was not the person who took care of that. I am the co-chair, but we work as a team. I'm sure as you guys are, all the members of the council does. And the person who is responsible for that is Natalie Nguyen, and she had turned in the application, I believe, what's the month before May?
April.
April. I'm a little bit nervous because this is really important to us. So in April.
In April.
It was when we turned it in, and we were under the impression that everything was fine because we were communicating with the county about specifics about how we wanted to set up the conference, things like parking, traffic issues, capacity, that kind of issue. And then we kept calling. We did follow up. I know Natalie, who lives in San Diego, came down tonight to be here, and she would call the county office every week. The person we were supposed to talk to about the permit was actually on vacation for about a week or so. We kept calling, and then we finally got word from them that we weren't able to set up on Thursday as we requested. So they hadn't actually sent us a letter. We had to call and track them to find out. And the moment we found out that we weren't able to use it, we turned in an application to the city of Westminster.
May I ask why you asked to use the parking lot instead of the park?
The reason why is when we thought through, we did walk through the location, the site. And we did remember, a lot of us did attend the War Memorial dedication and saw that the bleachers were actually set outside of the park. That's the reason, one of the reasons why. And we realized that before that too, when we were communicating with the committee of how they were going to set it up. So we were thinking that we would hold it next to the park so that most of the activity would be going on there, and that if people wanted to visit the War Memorial, they would be able to in a more of a solemn, a solemn respect sort of way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. City manager?
Yes.
Well, I was here. I just had a thought. I was wondering if you would be open to talking to Warner. They have a huge amphitheater where you might be able to do your concert and then do some kind of a memorial walk or something to the theater or out to the statue area, as opposed to, that's just a thought that came to me while I was sitting here. I don't know whether they would be open to it or not, but I'm trying to think of how big those amphitheaters are. Do they hold 600 or 700 people? I don't know. I know they have their graduations there.
No,
But
I don't
just
think so.
It holds a lot of students. I know that the one at Stacy
Great
Hill.
idea if
That-
we can wait a couple of days and get an answer from Warner. However, the next city council meeting will not be until June 18th, so a decision needs to be made here tonight on whether or not they can use the park. That's our only dilemma.
I think they want to be able to send out invitations.
Yes, that's very important to us. And the other thing I want to mention is that there's going to be international media covering this third international conference, including the BBC, RFA, Radio Free, Radio French International, as well as all local Vietnamese media throughout the United States and throughout the world will be here covering.
Had you planned to use bleachers or chairs, or are you just going to have them all stand?
Originally, our plan was to use chairs, but when we submitted the application for the City of Westminster, I don't have the exact details, but we like we want to keep the atmosphere of the War Memorial very solemn and respectful. So we wouldn't consider putting up bleachers, perhaps some chairs, and then the rest of since we're students, we would probably sit on the ground and.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have that big open field beside it, too.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where you help the festivals.
Yes.
So, well, Councilman Marsh?
When did your organization request the conference site from the University of San Diego?
The site in the University of San Diego was last year, early last year, which was, I'm sure it was the summer of last year that we requested it. So sometime in August last year.
But you just decided after the dedication of the...
Well, it was towards the dedication. I know UVSA, we were very active in holding a benefit concert to help support the War Memorial. And I think coming from that, we realized, and a lot of the media attention that was given to the War Memorial, it was at the request of a lot of young people from all over the world that wanted to take that symbolism, to take that respect, to have our opening ceremony, the first day of our conference, to be held at the War Memorial.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you have time to meet all the specifications of the police permit and security and all that?
I'm confident that we will. We are very determined to do this, as that's the reason why we're here today. And we will do everything in our power to make sure that we do work with the city to make this event not only safe, but also in the best interest of the city.
Well, I know as you did the festivals, you always did a very fine job. Your security was great, your cleanup was great. The only problem I had with this was because it was late. So,
and
Councilman
who had
Marsh,
explained why.